Happy Thursday, everybody. The market is back. Ripping, actually. Largest short liquidation in crypto history. Over like $3 billion. Bears are fucked. Market is back. How are we feeling?
Is that true? The largest ever? I saw somebody post that like, oh, if you held ETH for the last day, you had bigger gains than if you held for the last 2 years. And I was like, fuck.
Tom Lee is up. Tom Lee is having the best day he's had probably in his whole life. He's up like $6 billion. Legend. But I don't know. I think it's always surprising when you read these numbers. Maybe we were just so numb to all the pain, but that didn't feel that like a crazy move, but it didn't feel like that big of that many liquidations were on the table. Just felt like another day in crypto, but maybe I'm just numb to literally everything.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we saw like a 20% ETH candle, but Bitcoin 72,700, Ethereum 2,300, and Solana down at $87. ETH ripping. Trump yesterday saying that they're going to bring hyperliquid onshore, and I think that's really what sent ETH. It seems like ETH is now inheriting the narratives of the L2. People are going long ETH because hyperliquid is cruising. Robinhood is bringing innovation back, and Ethereum seems to be benefiting from that, which is awesome, right? That was the big question over the last few years: is what is the narrative for ETH? I think it's actually the narrative for ETH is everything that's built on top of it, as Tom Lee continues to assist with that, and maybe the Ethereum Foundation will finally stop selling. But we're bringing NFTs back to the main chain. That seems to be accelerating. FWA's got like a PFP mint ongoing in the next few days. It's like a test collection, which looks pretty cool. And we're hanging out there as we always do. But it seems like we're not going to be going lower anytime soon. Everyone who thought we were going lower. I think Adam was bearish, right? Adam, weren't you a bear? You said we were going lower.
I still think there are a lot of things in the macro space that could turn this market ugly, really, really ugly. AI being the principal one. Obviously, we're massive AI bulls, but the reality is that there are some real challenging factors to all this money being spent. It's kind of wild how much money's being spent on this infrastructure build out. All these companies with $1 trillion valuations. That don't make any money, that haven't turned a profit, are making crazy money. But is this, the idea of it's circular money? I don't know. I just think there are some real significant challenges out there that could go sideways. Not to say we don't go higher. Of course we can. But there are significant challenges that could, tank the stock market. And I think we all know if the stock market tanks, crypto fucking tanks too. We are not separated from that game at all. So there are some potential negatives here, but it's good to see number go up, man. Always good to see number go up.
What is it? The stock market goes up, crypto goes down, and the stock market goes down, and crypto goes down.
Yeah. Yeah. When decoupling, bro? When decoupling?
I think that's it, right? You hit critical mass, and almost like too big to fail comes to mind once again. Before it was the banks, and now it's the AI companies, right?
Yep.
And do I think that open source is going to kind of eat their lunch for a little bit? Yeah, it seems like it's going to drive the token cost down to zero, like we've been talking about for years. It's crazy that I hear like really, really intelligent people, way smarter than me, say that token price is going to go up, and I'm like, there's no way token price is going up. Token price is going to the floor. But yeah, Jake bought the bottom of Solana. Congrats, Jake. Chris has been a long switch from the Solana camp more to the Ethereum camp over the last year. I was the only remaining Ethereum bull at one point.
It is outperforming right now, though. So
it's crazy, dude. Is it Robinhood, the magical Robinhood shit? I mean, honestly, if like you think about a big company like Coinbase talked about doing a base token, they should fucking drop a base token today. Like it would be like the market would go fucking ballistic, but they won't because they're chicken shit. In the same way that OpenSea, like do it this week. There's no better week to fucking do the token, but they're just going to drag their heels and not fucking do it.
Nobody cares about a MetaMask token. They don't have anything to lose. But dude, it would light the market on fire.
It would
There's
light the
like 10 companies that, and one of them has to do it. That's like a bullish thesis that I have, is that there's so many that's why I posted the other day. Like, I was looking through the probabilities of airdrops for all these different companies. FOMO is at like 22% by the end of the year, which is surprising. Pump is at like 12. OpenSea is at like 17 now. MetaMask was at like 12 too. Maybe it's up a little. I don't know. I just feel like someone can come in and be the hero. And I feel like some investors have to be like nudging some of these companies to be like, drop that token so I can get some of this equity when these tokens are cheap. You know what I mean? It just feels like it's ripe for a massive airdrop. Could be wrong, but it seems like someone can be the hero here. I'd like to see it be Pump. I think like that would really light the whole company on fire. Nobody would be able to touch them, but we'll see if they're able to do it.
Yeah, it should be interesting. Vibes are coming back. One token that is on fire is Pump. Is up like 2.5x, almost 3x from the bottom here. FWA was also good. Seems like the whole market is kind of backing it.
Someone nuked like 200K FWA in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. It's those, when you're giving out the free emissions, right? I mean, we learned this through just migrations, Emblem, right? Emblem was a free token since the beginning. When somebody gets something for free, that giant sell button is there 100% of the time.
The sell button stares at you. You know, you have no skin in the game. No,
it is there always, right? There's no cost basis to it. I mean, there are people obviously who buy it on the secondary market, but for people who get in early, if it's free, right? That's like the whole Pump issue. And
I mean, Pump could really wrap in something like, you know, obviously what we did with Emblem, where they do the airdrop, and then if you stake it, you know, early rewards for staking and stuff, 2x, 3x, you know, they could people would lock up a good portion of that airdrop. It wouldn't be difficult for them to do, but I just, you know, we all know there's just so little upside to doing it, you know, and you got to tip your hat to Hype, you know, for really doing an airdrop that, you know, just captivated the market. But we all know how hard that is to do. I mean, there's just been a handful of them that really, really worked, and almost not. I mean, is there any other besides Hype kind of in the last 2 years that has really worked like that? I don't know.
I would say that the only company that it really would work for is someone like FOMO or Pump at this stage.
Yeah,
because that money is going directly back to Pump. Yep. You know, Pump controls 99% of the meme coin value, meme coin volume dominance. You airdrop millions of dollars in Pump, that money is going direct. These are
fucking gamblers. What's the runner, bro? What's the CA?
You give buckets of money to gamblers, they're going to spend it at the casino. Like, I mean, and Pump is the casino. So I don't know. I don't really see the logic in them not doing it. Me and Jake talked about it on the way home the other day. Whether it's a regular, like a legal thing, whether they're caught in a lawsuit, I'm not really sure. They're making enough money where, I mean, I don't know.
They made $2 million yesterday.
Yeah.
Granted, we don't know what their actual spend is, but they're definitely printing.
Probably not $2 million, I would assume, for the day.
I think they have like 40 or 50 employees, something like that. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, no doubt in my mind, Pump's going to copy our staking program. Like that to me, it was obvious from the beginning. And I hope they do. I mean, if they do it better, right, then they have all the volume and such. Like it's a open source world. So you always have to expect that. I always laugh at people who complain, they stole my idea, right? Like you should see the corporate espionage world of these big tech companies and all the shit that happens there. Right? Here, at least
the idea is the easy part.
The idea is the easy part.
With them, I mean, they can execute so well, right? They have 100,000 tokens that are launched every day. 150 of them graduate. 2% of those go to 10 million plus, right? So, but when you have that kind of lottery model, the ones that do, outperform bigly. And when you reward the holders in a staking program with the ones that go from nothing to a lot, I mean, everyone wins in that scenario. I was kind of listening to the G Money podcast earlier. They were kind of talking about the FOMO and Pump Fund wars, and it was like, oh, it's this giant. The war is raging on. I'm like, dude,
bro,
these guys have tens of thousands of users. Like, it just reminds me of how small the ecosystem really is. Like, this is the this is the war. Like, bro, this is like the 7-day war. This is like the Spartans versus like, I mean, it's like 300 people.
The Hatfields and the McCoys, bro. Like literally, it's just tiny,
I mean, it's like
tiny.
nobody fighting against nobody. You know, you have these AI companies having billions of monthly active users, and we're over here like, oh my god, FOMO just reached 400,000. Like, bro, what are we doing? That's, I don't know. It just reminds me of how small we are. So the war is more like a street fight, I think, at this point.
Totally.
Catcoin, 16% migrated. Congrats to them. They're doing pretty well. Not as many bugs this time around. Not too many issues. There is a migration called Pepe AI, who's now on like day 2 or day 3. Since their migration's been completed, hasn't launched. I've got a few people asking if they've gotten rugged. You've not gotten rugged. The teams signed for the post-migration process. They can't run away with the funds or anything like that. What's taken this team so long? I have no idea. We have seen this a few times. What was that one team did like 3 weeks?
Yeah, they were like, we want to wait.
Waiting for the right market conditions.
I never understood that, because the longer you wait, the more people are just going to sell immediately.
Yeah.
It did rip though. Remember, it did. They did when they finally did. It ripped, man.
It ended up being a good strategy. We're like, whoa, we were off. I think this is a good moment to put a spotlight on like the kind of safeguards that we have in place on a permissionless platform like mine, where just because they haven't completed the migration doesn't mean that they actually have access to any of the funds. And these are some of the safety rails that we've put in place specifically for these reasons. And so even though we can't tell them or force them to complete the migration, they have every incentive to, because they can't access any of the money. So just because the community can't access the money doesn't mean that we can access the money, or the team. Nobody can access the money.
It is in what's called a PDA, which is non-custodial. There's basically the only way in and out is through smart contract functions themselves. Today we had, I think we've hit a recent high, 51 wraps and unwraps in the last 24 hours from everywhere, from Collector Crypt to Bitcoin to BZ to Rare Pepes and Fake Rares. Interest is definitely increasing. So shout out to the wrapping ecosystem that is going to continue to grow. Market ripping yesterday, partly because of the crypto conference that they had with all of the different leaders. I saw like Vlad from Robinhood was talking, and Sergey from Chainlink, as well as Trump calling out Hyperliquid, and the guy next to him just with the giant grin, probably because he's like 100x long on Hyperliquid. And he probably wrote the name in the speech itself, which I would not be surprised. On the other side of that as well, from like a macro standpoint, the Treasury Department, Scott Bessent, came in and said that they were doubling their buybacks, which I guess is some form of quantitative easing, or at least that's what the timeline tells me. I don't know for certain, but I guess you got both of these, as well as the largest, what it said is the largest short liquidations ever in a 24-hour period. It's like $4 billion or something like that. I do remember seeing like a few days ago some people posting on the timeline that open interest was at like near record levels short on Bitcoin. That's usually the way. But I don't know if everyone remembers this, but anytime at the bear market, the volatility decreases like quite dramatically. And this happened, dude. Solana was stuck between like 77 and 72 for like 3 weeks. I was just like, can you do something? Anytime that happens, the thing just usually rips and breaks. And that's printed that God candle.
Never short a dull market, right? That's a super famous saying.
Okay.
He's doing buybacks. He's just like me, for real. You know what I mean? Treasury Secretary is just like us, man.
He really is.
I mean,
the funny part is,
really had anything interesting from CZ, Binance in a while. I don't know if you guys saw. I think Telegram is doing like .gram URL. They've applied for that to be the new URL that they'll basically control. So I don't know. I think there's some stuff that could happen with actually, especially like Telegram. I just think there's something there that chain really hasn't captured. They've done some garbage NFT mints and stuff, but it just feels like there's so many users there that could get really interesting. Something I'm paying attention to, because just that many bodies in a space on an app that we all use every fucking day. I don't know. There could be something interesting happening there.
I think Graham is a cool, unique ecosystem. It's set up similar to Solana. They use their own code base. It's called TVM, Telegram Virtual Machine, with forget what the actual language is called, because I was looking into it for a team that wanted to migrate there. So it's going to be like Solana. It takes a long time to get developers on, but eventually if it can, you can have a breakaway effect. On the opposite side of this, you end up like Flow, where your language is just so excruciatingly painful to use that nobody does it, right? And then it just ends up being a ghost town. So it could always go one of two ways. That's why it was crazy that Solana actually took off, because they were really the first one to break outside of EVM. Any team that had tried to do not EVM beforehand, it just failed spectacularly.
Yep.
But Graham, obviously, they have huge user base.
Rust is a gigantic coding language, though. It's not like it was some abstract. Yeah. So I mean, like the outside world was much more familiar with Rust than they would have been for like EVM smart contract development.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Solidity. Yep.
Solidity. Yeah. And I forget what the Telegram one was, but yeah, Graham is cool. Robinhood obviously is where everyone is. I saw that Stonkbrokers had, maybe I'll try to pull this up. I was trying to read into it. There's so much going on with that ecosystem. It's really hard to follow at times. I know the founder is a little bit grandiose, which is, I think, not a good thing, because that'll definitely bite you in the ass. But it seems like their launchpad has not done well. Their prices tank like 30 or 40%. Things to take note, I guess, as he came out with his launchpad, I think it's called the Stonkpad. They were basically promoting all of the coins that were going to come through first. And they had came in and said that they have some sort of sniper protection. And the first token got sniped by 7 different people and ended up just doing really bad. And people got dumped on. And now they're basically starting to look at the flywheel and really start questioning it. Right. We obviously, I said this privately, but the Stonk broker team basically told us blockchain's permissionless, so we started wrapping them, and then they basically said that you can't break the flywheel or else we're going to censor you. And to me, anytime that's ever been said, ever, the 10 years of crypto means that you're running a Ponzi of some sort. It breaks. Once it breaks, it's over. I hope they win, though, right? I'm just saying, like, when you're that early to say that thing, remember what happened remember Jupiter or remember Meteora?
Yeah,
when they said that
what I was going to say. It just reminded me of that. But go ahead. I was like, wow, I haven't put that together, but you're right.
Yeah, remember the Soju with migrations? He said migrations will never work because you can't break the casino. Look where that happened. He's out of Meteora. He's out of Meteora now too. Honestly, yeah. Although I thought he was chill.
Yeah, I like Soju.
He was cool. Anytime I had an interaction with him, he was always very combative for some reason. I don't know why, but
you're breaking the casino, bro. He didn't like that. He didn't like that.
Anytime. Like, I've just learned to never, like, the more you try to antagonize decentralization, the more they're just going to try to break it. Yep. It never ends well. Like, I mean, how many people try to fuck with ETH? The amount of the decentralized swarm around ETH protects it. I know it's like a high castle and stuff, but it's like the marketplace thing. The people who just try to continue to force marketplace fees, people just continue to spin up more. The more attention you put on it, the more likely it's going to break, right? Terra Luna obviously is another one like that. The ego, decentralized people hate egos, right? They just want to have tooling to a degree to where not only is it permissionless, but they have the security that they're not going to get rugged on, whatever their kind of decentralized vector is. But I thought for him saying that, it was say blockchain is permissionless and then basically say that we're going to censor your transfers.
Red flag.
If you blanket, that just means, yeah, it's there's a lot of loose parts in that. Although I do want them to succeed because Robinhood to succeed, right? So I'm not saying I have any ill will against them. I think it's a cool project. again, every time I try to dive into it, there's a lot going on in there, which I thought is
Anytime it's way too much to understand, it's a Ponzi though.
Hard pass.
Intuitively know, bro. That
If,
when it's too complex that the people who are in it can't explain it, that's when you've reached full Ponzi. And so, prepare yourself accordingly, man. When
I think it's
those
safe to
NFTs
say.
are at fucking 30 grand, you might want to take a little off the table.
Well, I think it's safe to say if stockbrokers fail, Robinhood fails, right? Like, isn't that? But real quick on launchpads, we did get put into this Solana launchpad tier. I threw it into the nest. Okay, I threw it into the nest.
Nice.
We got a couple of familiar names in there.
Emblem
Emblem got a D. I'll say why I like that. I like that because we're in the conversation for launchpads. We launched 3 weeks
First
ago.
time ever,
We launched
yeah.
launchpad 3 weeks ago. We should be at a D. We have a lot to improve on, but we are in the launchpad conversation. We're at like 1.5 million. We've got a couple cool things coming up and a lot more innovation to do on that side. But we are officially in the launchpad conversation. I think that's bullish.
fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Hell yeah.
I'll wear that D proudly.
I give it a D minus, but that's just me.
Yeah. I'm not arguing with them. We have a little
No,
bit
I'm not
of
arguing at all, dude. It's true, but we're in the conversation, dude. That's all.
I don't know if it's true. I mean, I see Believe app at a B. I see Heaven Dex. I don't even know if they're alive.
No, they definitely retired.
Yeah. So I don't know if the ranking is correct. Maybe we could be a little bit higher, but I accept the D, and we've got more work to do. But we are in the conversation.
Funny.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot more work to do. And a lot of exciting things kind of underway there. So Robinhood, exciting. I see there's a lot like Pons is really crushing it. Cash Cat also Launchpad has been putting up an effort, but I think Pons has like 70%. So it's really, from what I was looking at, Pons is number 1, Uniswap is number 2, and then Let's Cash is number 3. They actually have Noxa in there, but that's just because Cash Cat was deployed on there.
Right? Bro, how much the guys who launched Noxa, is he still just churning out fees?
Yeah, I think he gets like 50% of the fees.
Oh, damn, bro. Perfect
Just
example, man. All you need is one win.
Dude, be early, and then basically once it takes off, just be like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Taking a mental health break, bro.
Make 20 mil, call it a day.
All you need is a little mental health.
Literally retired his bloodline with like a fucking one. I mean, well, the guy put in work, right? They'd done like 10 launch pads before.
All the weird obscure ones, ARC and
fucking
stuff.
Merlin chain and shit. This is crazy. But hey, man, the guy stuck to it. It's stunning though, still though, that he wasn't able to work out a deal to get it going. But maybe fuck it, took it all for himself and he's out. Crazy.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what people. Once you put money in front of people, things change instantly. Instantly. So as you put 10 or 20 mil in front of somebody, you'll see.
Honestly, you never know how you're even gonna react with that kind of money on the table. It's just people turn fucking evil.
Yeah. In regards to Robinhood chain, right? Migrations, working on migrations to Robinhood chain. People want us to deploy Emblem on Robinhood chain. Everyone wants all Emblem stuff on Robinhood chain. So we're gonna try to do that. NFTs seem to be like what everyone likes. I'm seeing a lot of different NFT mints. People are hitting me up. Hey, do you want to do this Robinhood NFT mint? I saw like there's a fight in the ordinal world about Robinhood. I saw it's Benny from Tap or Track, whichever one that it is doing some sort of ordinal bridge mint thing. Relaunch. Did they relaunch the whole thing on Robinhood?
I have no. It's just the Tap thing. It's like I just don't think anybody gives a fuck.
That they're another ecosystem of one where you try to do 2 tokens. They tried to do 3 tokens. They had Track, they had Tap, and then they had like Gib or something like that. Right. So
how much did he raise? I want to say he raised like 10 million or something.
15, I think.
Jesus.
Keep going, man. Keep it going.
Well, he'll be here for another decade, bro. As long as he doesn't, or he cashes out, takes a mental health break, and shuts.
I don't know. These ordinal companies seem to burn through Crash like extremely fast. Unfortunate. Saw Ordinal's bot shut down or ceasing operations soon. One of the OGs, really good, close with them. Hung out with them many times in person. Really good dudes. But I thought they would survive.
Ordinals, no fucking money. And $5 million, they bought the fucking, we're at the Tyson mansion with them. That shit wasn't free, right? And so it's kind of easy to, we run a super fucking tight, slim ship. But if you're at all flipping, you can burn through $5 million like fucking nothing, So It's wild. I was thinking, it was funny because I was like, man, maybe we should, because I don't think anybody's fucking buying Ordinal Spot. What are you buying it for? Like $1? Like, I don't even know what it is. We should
Berries
just
and
maybe just
button.
take it over, you know?
Like
Because
our
it would be
parents.
cool. It would be nice actually for people to mint, you know, and do stuff directly into emblems on different chains, you know, and the base layer token is, you know, an ordinal. We always thought that was a good idea. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll give Bruff a call.
I'll
Yeah,
give you one Tyson Tiger for it.
I have 6 blueberries and 3 coat buttons.
I have some magic beans that I can give you, brother.
Here's
They've
a
already
paper.
got offers though. I'm like, dude, you ain't got no offer. Ain't nobody.
Oh, what was this? Good.
Just like our parents were able to buy, you know, houses for a paper clip and 6 pieces of gum. Like our generation was able to acquire, you know,
Ordinal bot for a wink and a nod. Look.
14.
What was this? This Adam sent me this earlier today. There's a company who's shutting down, and their excuse was that they were being attacked by numerous sophisticated AI-assisted attacks on their infrastructure, so they must shut down.
Gotta shut it down. But I love all the replies are like, you guys had a good, you know, totally understandable. It's like, really? Totally understandable?
Just drop the vesting cliff reached meme and move on. Like, I'm like, bro, vesting cliff reached. Okay.
It's like, you know, you can use the AI for the defense as well, right? Like you can do that. It doesn't
autonomous
have to be
AI swarm is attacking you. Like, bro, come on. Nobody.
bro, go into Cloudflare, click the toggle that turns on the AI protection. Boom, done.
It would be a dream if anybody was attacking that company. Like, oh, we got some action. No action. Was had.
Crazy, man.
Yes, sir. Interesting times. Market pumps. Michael Saylor sold the bottom, and RIP to every company that shut down. Unfortunately, there's probably still a few more. Bottom was in. Called the bottom at 59K. So that was the bottom. And I mean, it could still consolidate here for a while, right? Or it continues to go up. Who fucking knows? What if the US is actually buying all of these Bitcoins from everybody? I don't really know, but we do have multiple wars ongoing, right? We talked about the social trading wars, the big one, the Robinhood wars, I guess, from like the launch pads is now down to about 3 or 4 teams. NFTs, continuing grind, stockbrokers, launchpad. Launchpad's not easy to do. Welcome stockbrokers to the D tier with us. You can join us here. The NFTs, I saw like OC on-chain hoodies also did their ERC 6551 launch where their hoodies now own a cat. It reminded me of Mooncats. Remember with Mooncats back in 2021, they did the Mooncats can own other NFTs.
Yeah, you made a good post about that the other day. They really were
They're just too early.
Wrong cycle each time was just a cycle too early, man. It's crazy.
I tried to ask them. I tried to join Mooncats like 10 times. I kept telling them, pay me. I told them even at one point, I was like, you could literally just pay me in Mooncats and I'll work for the team. And they just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And they ended up just like giving it away to, you know, a community man.
Yeah. I remember a few people would try to offer like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 ETH for it. Yeah. Big mistake there. Bro.
Did you see that Jesse put out a tweet yesterday? Glad to see the base trenches coming back. I'm like, really?
There's really like,
bro, what trade? What are you talking about, dude? Nobody's on fucking base.
There's really 5 chains. I saw Ansem posting about this, which I think he's right. He was like, or maybe it was Thread Guy. I don't know. One of the people was saying this cycle is going to be a lot easier to trade because there's really only 5 chains that are left that have any sort of interest. Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Robinhood, Base, BNB. So maybe 6. Outside of that, I don't know where else you're trading. I've seen some people like Avalanche is still around, but I don't know anyone who's really trading on there. I see some people on my timeline trading Pulse Chain stuff still. I'm like, what the hell? How's that still around?
Did you see? I forgot to put it in the thing, but Optimism clawed back, I don't know, $50 million worth of community token. Did you see this? Mm-hmm. So yeah, they had clawed, or basically there were these tokens which were supposed to, in theory, supposed to be used for like community projects, rewards, whatever. and basically just we're like, we're gonna
keep it. Typical.
Decentralization, bro. It's tough, man. It's tough out here. Yeah, it's really.
I mean, it's like if you look, let's play this game. If you look outside of those 6 chains I just mentioned that have any sort of interest, right? Where would you go and look? Where would you trade? Are you going to like Monad? Are you doing Circle's Arc? Are you doing stable chain one? I forget what the fuck it's called.
It's called
Avalanche. There's Avalanche. There's ZK Sync that was around from 2021. Arbitrum, Optimism, and Polygon. They're like kind of they're more like foundations now at this point.
Yeah.
Than anything else. Like I don't know where else you would go to look. I mean, if you look at Bitcoin, right? So if you look on Bitcoin, there's Stacks. Stacks has basically said they're going all in on staking, right? We got accepted to their grant program. It sounded like they didn't even know what the fuck they were doing. Like so. Then you have Ordinals. I think Ordinals will have a revival at some point, but I don't think that's going to be near unless they use Emblem Vault and get on ETH. Like that's what I keep trying to tell them. Eventually, one day they'll figure it out.
They're willing to go to Robinhood. They should, the appetite to go to ETH was non-existent before, but now most Ordinals people are going to Robinhood. Like, come on.
I mean, the reality is people just want to go where activity is, where they can make money on the other side, and they'll literally go anywhere. They would go to fucking Monad if Monad was a thing.
I would say though, wasn't it always the case that there was only like 4 chains? Like we had like Sol, Loon, Avax. Remember, we had Cardano and like I don't know Ethereum and I don't know like some other big chain. You know, there was always like a big 3 plus like Bitcoin, and then Solana came about. I don't know. I feel like it's always been a central like 5.
I mean, I see it frankly as 3 chains, right? I see it as like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. I think Robinhood and fucking Base are bullshit. Corporate chains, you know, I think they're bullshit. I don't think they're real, and they're not real as far as it's not a public good. It's not a public. It's not a public chain. It's not a decentralized chain, right? Doesn't mean there's not activity there, and doesn't mean it's not real, and doesn't mean you can't make money because you definitely can. But it's a fakey fucking bullshit chain, and that's why I like Vlad, because at least with fakey bullshit, he's gonna move the needle. Vlad's gonna figure out a way to fucking move needles. Even if it's behind the scene, he's gonna figure it out. Well, I give Brian no fucking credit for figuring the shit out. And I don't think, I mean, I see I just don't fucking Jesse's still involved. Obviously, Base sucks, man. I'm sorry. Base is fucking bullshit. I'm Robinhood 100%. I wish they both had tokens because I know which one I'd put my fucking.
They might launch the token. The reason why I think Robinhood is such a dub. I mean, I'm with you. I agree, but long ago, maybe not long ago, but a year ago or a year and a half ago, before Robinhood chain was a thing, when it was just a thought, Vlad realized how much cheaper the on-chain infrastructure was than the bookkeeping of actual token or of stock certificates and like the back office of real stocks. And so he knows inherently it drives his cost down 90%. So he's going to load everything on chain. That's like my thesis. He literally spoke about it before everything. He said the reason why we're doing this is because it's cheaper, like 90% cheaper than doing it the way that we've been doing it for the last 10 years. And so he's highly incentivized to make that work. Just because.
And that's like a true businessman. You're thinking you're doing it to lower your cost rather than to chase the speculation. That means that there's like an actual intention behind it.
Well, then look, man, maybe we should pivot our entire company to bring every asset to Robinhood.
Well, that's what we're doing. We're not pivoting the company, but we're definitely expanding everything over there.
Yeah,
for sure.
You just see it, and it's like, you know, this is okay. Where's shit gonna trade, and who can bring shit to that trading marketplace, right? And if it was ETH, and ETH kind of perks its head up once in a while for NFTs because it's the NFT space. Solana's popped its head up for meme coins, and maybe Robinhood wins at the end. That's where everything gets traded. Maybe. You know?
If Robinhood is smart, which this is probably what they're doing, or at least this is what I would do. You have this whole RWA thing taken off, these RWA paired tokens and stuff like that. You basically take whatever, I don't know how much of their own public hood stock that they have, but you take, I don't know, 10% of the total supply, you tokenize that on your own chain and you pair it against ETH, right? And now you're basically pairing your equity against the second most valuable coin, right? And so then that becomes like the hood pair becomes like the most common paired against trading. And it becomes over time, eventually it becomes less like an equity stock and it becomes more like a base asset, which is, I think, what you'd want, right? To be paired. And that's how you basically just blow Coinbase out of the water. Because then people are putting Hood against memes and ETH and whatever, right? And they're going to start using it as a measurement. Because right now, basically, everyone just measures things against, right? On Bitcoin, it's against Bitcoin. On ETH, it's against ETH. On Solana, it's against Solana. But if you're an L2, it's like you're basing it against ETH because that's the L1. So you would want to tokenize your own stock against that because that's like what the meme is already. And they probably, I don't know, like most of these equity companies are sitting on like 30, 40, 50%. Also, stocks are unlimited, so they could just continue to issue it at will. They could probably run their own Hood strategies on chain, right? kind of idea. But
I like that idea actually a lot.
I mean, it seems like people are doing it. I'm not like, I feel pretty confident that's probably what they're going to do here. Instead of, I don't know why you would issue your own Hood token when you have your Hood equity and the whole RWA meme is on your chain. To me, that makes the most sense. Although I don't know, maybe they get greedy. He doesn't seem like Vlad doesn't seem like a greedy person. Like, I know they got in trouble for like the GameStop stuff and stuff like that, but he doesn't take me as somebody who's just going to try to pinch every single dollar off of everyone, like what Coinbase does with their 2.5% fee that's been there literally since the beginning and everyone's complained about.
Yeah, it's gross what Coinbase does. They were trying to they try and promote financial inclusion, and they literally just completely grape everybody that tries to buy anything on their platform. But I mean, I was talking to my brother the other day, and he doesn't know anything about anything on chain, obviously, like most people in the world. And then this is why I made the tweet the other day: any asset on any chain, and like that's like what we're building at Emblem Vault. But really, you're talking about tokenized stocks coming on chain, and now you can put tokenized stocks like Robinhood in a vault, and then you can trade it for any other asset on chain. So you can trade your tokenized Robinhood stocks or any tokenized stock, Tesla, SpaceX, and you can trade it for tokenized Pokemon cards, or you can trade it for a tokenized watch. You can trade anything for anything using the middleware that is Emblem Vault. And like that future is so extremely clear to me. It's a crazy, crazy concept to think that you're not going to have to go through these intermediaries anymore. You're not going to have to go through these different currencies across the globe. You're going to be able to trade base assets for other base assets. And that is a nuts conversation.
Yeah. It's the old, I don't know, I think it was Charles Hoskinson used to have this idea of like basically infinite tokens. You go to buy your coffee and you pay with whatever token, you want. It's a similar idea. Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, dude, this is like the crypto dream. It's fucking here. But it's not fully realized yet. It's still just fucking meme coins and PFPs.
Which I think is fine, honestly. Like, I don't think those are going to go away anytime soon. Those are going to continue. I think it becomes a lot more obvious of like how the flows of creating or curating an ecosystem. It's like you launch a chain. What's the first thing? The meme coin people are going to kind of come show up, right? Oh, so we got to make sure that the meme coin game's there. Then it's like, okay, once the meme coin game is there and people are making money, what do we need to do? They're going to spend it on NFTs because they're going to need to build an identity with the wealth that they just generated. Once the NFTs are created, it's like, oh, what are they going to do with that? Oh, now we need RWAs on the chain, right? And then we need interoperability. And it seems like it just becomes more clear every time. And that's why I think like RWAs are the cycles meme coins. Although I'm not saying they are meme coins. I'm saying this is the new asset class that's been around for a cycle or two, but is now actually going to get the full force of the industry behind it. And that's what you're seeing with like stockbrokers and the paired RWAs. And I don't know, hopefully at some point somebody tokenizes some houses so we could put in an Emblem Vault and then just spin for a house in FWA or something like that, right? Like very clear where that's going. Gotcha house.
Yeah. And I mean,
look, we've seen, it's happened in real life, right? Where people have run, it's totally illegal to do in the States, but you can do, I don't know, I've seen it in UK or whatever, where dudes raffle their house off, right? These sort of things, it's like, we know people love that shit.
And I think, I've done a lot of work in like civilization building and like township seeding and things like that, how you really kind of jumpstart these economies. And obviously, once you get the basics out, you have to have a source of food and you have to have some sort of source of, employment and things and labor. But really after that, it's like entertainment, right? Like if you can choose from any of these kind of close knit towns, what was most likely to succeed was like a town that had like a really good bar, like a popular bar, right? Back in the day, like the Saloon. And so it's just like that's our version of meme coins, is like kind of like a little bit of the degenerate, more kind of like fun and entertainment side of the industry. But every city needs that. That's kind of like what really supercharges the growth. And I think that it's totally normal.
It's exciting times, to say the least. I do think that the market maybe chills here for a second after everything rips. Has been ripping so much. I don't know if there'll be like a pullback or anything, but we have seen so much innovation over the last, if you think about it, really over the last 6 months or so. All of these things that have been building over the last year, year or two. And I'm starting to think like what's really what's like the next layer. But I think it's important for people to choose what avenue you want to dive down. Last cycle, at the beginning of the last cycle, you had meme coins and ordinals were kind of like 1 and 2. And I guess and then downstream of those, of meme coins and ordinals, you got launchpads and you got Bitcoin L2s, then you got other Bitcoin meta protocols, and then Bitcoin itself started going crazy, right? With because of meme coins, you had launchpads, VCs came in and started funding fucking every other app on Solana, right? That was like the biggest thing to happen to Solana. Then you got all these Solana competitors. So I try to think of like, what's the second order effects of FWA on ETH? That's the main character for sure. I don't think Adam himself is going to be a main character, but I think FWA will be a main character on ETH this cycle. You have Robinhood chain, definitely going to be the Solana this cycle. Not saying it's going to beat Solana by any means. I think they're completely two different things. Solana's competing more against ETH, and Robinhood and Coinbase are more competing against each other. But what I mean is like all the attention is going to Robinhood. The L1 trade of the last few cycles seems to be dead or non-existent now at this point. So the L1 trade has to morph into something. What is it? The L2 trade? Is it the Corpo? Maybe it's like the Corpo chain trade, right? Is really what it is, right? Because you have Stripe, you have Robinhood, you have Arc, which is Circle's chain. There was like a Tether chain. It's not officially Tether chain, but it's some sort of like layer 0 chain or whatever. I think there's a few others that I've missed as well. Kraken has a chain. So it seems like Robinhood is definitely the winner in that category, although there will be other ones.
Yeah, and there's no speculation on the chain if it doesn't have a token, right? So it's like it loses that.
Robinhood doesn't have a token.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They don't have a token, so there's no like like when whatever pump is ripping and Sol's going up, there's like this there's a compound.
You're talking about like a beta almost.
Yeah, just like the beta play, or just like from an interest perspective, right? That if I hold Solana, if I hold Sol, I'm interested in it just because it's, going up, right? Mm-hmm. And those, Robinhood loses that or doesn't have that, and Base doesn't have it either. That's why I think Brian should drop a token immediately. But Brian's going to do what Brian wants clarity past. He, probably doesn't want to fuck it up with some fucking token.
OpenSea token?
I love the OpenSea token, bro. What if OpenSea, I was just thinking back to like the Blur days, and it's like, if OpenSea had just dropped a token and been like, hey, half the rewards are going to go to buyback and burn the token, bro, it's like, I don't know. It's just, you see these missed opportunities. But yeah, big company.
The funny part is, I think OpenSea, whenever they do drop the token, this was my prediction for 2025 and didn't come true, but I do think at some point it is. I think OpenSea is going to have a gigantic innovation. Maybe I'm just giving them too much credit here, because the co-founder of OpenSea left, and then it ends up selling OpenRouter for $7 billion. So maybe all the innovation actually left, but
left the fucking building. Yeah.
I just feel like they're going to push something out that's going to blow people's minds away, or maybe they really just are the greedy company that just profits off of every seaport trade. Go ahead, Chris.
They built a mobile app that trades meme coins to compete with them. I don't know. I could be missing it. All this stuff just reminds me that we're so small. And like, of course, Robinhood is going to have a chain. So there's going to be our prediction last year. I think me, Jake, I think Adam was probably in there too. predicted that there'd be like a top 25 legacy company to drop a blockchain. I don't know if Robinhood's totally there, but it was pretty close. But it, you know, you saw the early semblances of this in like the SBF era, where it was like SBF versus CZ and Brian. And like if you were going to be like an overseer in the new world, you had to have your own chain. And it kind of is. I think that that will come back where people realize that there's so much value in having your own blockchain.
Yeah.
And you're going to see someone out of left field. I don't know if it's going to be Citadel or if it's going to be BlackRock or if it's going to be whoever it could be, but they're going to launch a blockchain and it's going to surprise everyone because there's probably going to be some random huge meme coin activity on it or whatever. I just think like we're in the early days of these chains.
I've been calling for that BlackRock chain for a while, man. I think it's BlackRock, man.
Yeah, I just think like
the memes and stuff on it'd be crazy.
It's gonna be crazy. It's like the ultimate irony, right? Like one of the most serious like soda pop companies in the world that just becomes a meme chain, and it just these companies are so just like Vlad. He's so incentivized to bring his business on chain because it's cheaper, more trustless, it's completely permissionless. Like that's a dream, and so people are going to see these benefits. Crypto has the worst reputation out of any industry, even worse than the AI industry somehow, right? And that's like ruining people's lives by driving their power bills through the roof and basically causing global warming or whatever the rumors are, the allegations are of today. But I think everyone's going to have a blockchain, and some of them are going to break out, and we're just at the early stages of the on-chain economy, and we get to be here for it. You know, I made a post the other day. These people are trading 10K market cap tokens when they can be investing in the next $1 trillion companies. I mean, in hindsight, it's going to be so obvious. Like, Dad, what happened during the blockchain age? Oh, I was trading these meme coins, but I missed the 20 biggest companies that came out of it, you know? And it's going to be like, it's going to be one of those things where it was so obvious in hindsight. And I think that everyone on this call is just really prescient, really focused on being a part of it and really taking advantage of how big the industry is going to get and really capitalizing on how big our company can get to.
I always thought Emblem would, if we survived, Emblem would be one of the largest companies in the industry. I still have that same thought 4 years later. Simply just Dutch East India Co. of crypto. Like to me, that's always been the case, and it just becomes more apparent every day that's definitely the case.
It has to be like 100 times what I ever thought that it could be. Because every day we get closer and closer, and we're building things today that I didn't know if we would ever be able to build. And or the ease of them, the progress of the product and the platforms and the integrations and the surface area that we have. I mean, we're like, I say a lot, we're the biggest small company that exists. Like, you know, our reach, our surface area, our capabilities. Pull up, you don't have to pull it up actually, but like if you go, anyone can pull up Emblem Scan and just see the variations in the diversity of things that are going on in the Emblem ecosystem. It's like really amazing. And so if you think that the on-chain economy is going to grow 100x, 1000x, 10,000x, Emblem is going to grow 1000x, 10,000x. It's going to go insane. I don't know. We're obviously biased because we build this every single day, but there's no company that's positioned like Emblem is positioned today. There's just none.
Oh man, exciting times to say the least. Any other topics you guys want? Last 10, 15 minutes, anything that's on your mind? I know Adam's like a Ethos bull. Give me the update on what's going on over there.
I was actually laughing at it more than anything because it's like, it's just such a traditional ICO drop, you know, they're selling 20%, team allotments 30%.
How much are they selling? What's the market cap?
Well, it starts at 1 million with a cap of 99 million, whatever that means. I think they're selling as much as they can, right? Obviously,
they're doing like a reverse Dutch auction.
They're doing it through Sonar, and I'm not sure of the exact like mechanics of it. But apparently, the max market cap can be for that 20% once it's like FTV is basically 100 million. I honestly, I don't know how much traction they're going to get. I like the dude who's running it, and I think he's trying to do it the right way. I just don't think they have the attention to make it work. But that said, who knows? You know, I don't know what my XP's worth. Probably nothing. They were kind of joking around that it wasn't really worth anything. They actually had a cat mint. I don't know if you saw that the other day. I guess at some point you had to like put your XP in, and you could put it into a wheel to spin or claim the NFT. And some people were claiming these NFTs, which were cats, and then the cats, you know, apparently ran as people thought these were going to be like multipliers for blah, 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 blah. Who fucking knows? I don't know how this all works.
What's it? Why is it called W Huff?
Yeah,
Huff?
it's like some
Oh,
random
Woofy?
reference to some book that the dude Wiffle or something.
That's
it's
never
called.
worked. That's never to have a niche. I don't know, man. I'm not sure.
Yeah, really niche shit right there.
Do you still have that like validator thing that they gave out like in the very beginning? Was that worth anything? Do you sell it?
It was worth something. But I think they actually ran up in the last couple of weeks as people thought they might have value leading into like the XP thing or whatever. I don't know. You know, it's confusing as to what's actually going on. You know, if your XP is going to be worth anything when it comes to, you know, buying these tokens in the ICO. I don't know. Who knows?
I think Solana's just inundated me with just Zoomer UI, where anytime I'm building something now, I'm just like, I need to delete 90% of the words on here.
Yeah, like
because it is just way too confusing.
And maybe it's this type of thing where when it's confusing, that's what people actually want. They think confusing means number go up, right? Means tokenomics, means, you know, just better. And so you come up with confusing tokenomics, although I don't think this is necessarily confusing. I think it's actually kind of a pretty standard ICO if you look at the split and stuff. Basically, they're selling 20% of the tokens, trying to get 100 million market cap. Yeah, there's the standard. I mean, it looks pretty standard to me. You know, I don't see anywhere in there where my XP is going to get me anything. I see the XP bonus, and it's like 1%.
1%.
Buying this, Adam? How much did he give you to show this on us today?
Bro, 0.0, dude. But
wait, so did you sell your validator? I didn't hear that. Did you sell that thing?
I sold it.
Okay, good.
Forever ago.
Adam's actually been an Ethos fan for a long time, and I think the concept's good. You know, so.
I like the idea.
I like the product,
but the reality is it's impossible. I at this point in time, you can't. A rating system just gets gamed, and I think maybe they've gotten closer to a better ranking system, but these all get gamed. They're just humans are humans, and if you set up any sort of structure like this, people game it. It's what we deal with in social media, and maybe something like this has a part to play in social media, which is less gameable. But the reality is all these systems are gameable, and it doesn't matter what you do, they're gameable. And yeah, I don't know. They're taking a stab at trying to fix it, a rating system for humans, but have they hit on the magic sauce? I just don't even think magic sauce is possible. Right? I think they've done the best job of any I've ever seen, but even still, it's all fucking gamed. I mean, the amount of bots that were in there writing reviews was fucking infinite. Like, you know, yeah.
And like crypto ratings are funny, right? Because they're all crypto natives. So your reviews are based on how happy your communities are. And like, so there will be like a bunch of good ones, but then the token price goes down and you can probably like pinpoint when the token started going down.
You would literally have like, you could buy like, review my company, right? And it was like a Dutch auction where you could basically whatever, for 1 ETH, you could get your company like in that list. And, but it was so gamed because if you voted high, you know, you would get the XP and blah, blah, blah. So everybody would vote one way and to get the little XP, whatever. And then it's like, and then, you know, so the company would have like a perfect review score coming into this, like, and it's like whack-a-mole, bro. I don't see how any sort of ranking system works at scale. Like, and you look at anything, look at fucking, I don't know, Google reviews on your restaurants locally. Like those are gamed to fucking shit. Like anybody who like really wants their review to do well, games the shit out of it. Look at Yelp. Look at all of them. They're all fucking gamed.
And anyone who has experience, that's when they go leave a review. No one has a fantastic experience at IHOP, but you know, you have a bad experience, you're going to Yelp.
Yeah, dude. Or people battle it. Like we've been here where, you know, whatever, our competitor would do 20 negative reviews in a day, right? It's just humans doing human shit. So I like that they took a stab at it, but I think it's almost an unsolvable problem.
Yeah.
Awesome. Final thing here I want to cover before we do wrap up today. TokenWorks just posted that this is their current pipeline. the fair launch PFPs is going to happen this week, and then the Save Ethereum collection, in which they announced is the first. That was kind of interesting. There's like a nonprofit organization called Save Ethereum that they're doing the PFPs for, because that's been kind of the ethos. And then user custom pools. This is actually something I'm really interested in. And then it says they're going to rework the main pool. So probably readjust the tokenomics and stuff. But user custom pools I'm actually really interested in, because I think that's something that Emblem can actually build on top of in some way. So we'll see those when they come out. But these are the PFPs that they're minting. 111 at 0.111 ETH each. They took a snapshot of the top 100 all-time depositors and purchasers so that they can participate in this mint. I think overall there was like 6,500 unique depositors all time. So what is that? It's like the top 1% or top 1.5% of depositors will be able to mint these. And there is like some sort of utility on these. I think they are able to use new features early, and it just becomes kind of more like a VIP token. But art looks pretty cool. I don't think they said who the art is. If you guys had a chance to mint these, would you mint those? Do you like the art?
I like the Kim Jong-un one right there. That's pretty fire.
I don't know that I really looked into the mechanic enough, but I thought it was strange that like there was like a whitelist where you can mint it. You had a chance to mint it before everyone else. I think that kind of like disproves the fair launch, right? Isn't it? Like, I guess you're still going through the mechanism, but that's not like a fair distribution. I don't know. Am I wrong there? Is that?
I think he said these are like the test ones, so it's not like the official. I
understand,
but
whitelist
I see what you mean.
Fair launch is kind of like it's like not actually a fair launch, right? Because people have earlier access than you do, so that's not fair. I don't know. Could be wrong. I know it's testing the mechanism, but in my head, I was like, well, that sounds stupid.
Right. Glove.
But I think
that's interesting.
You like that? What was that? What was that mint? I can't even remember what.
This is the one that Beanie was showing that got him in trouble.
Yeah.
SBF. These are cool. I like these. Alon. The me bit is cool. Pepe, King Pepe. Yeah, Chris, I totally know what you mean, right? It's a little counterintuitive, because even though it is a test, it's supposed to be fair, but I guess it's fair to the top depositors themselves.
The insiders, Oh shit! All right, well, okay, well, there you go.
Well, look, there's one of the beauties of building on Ethereum is that there are a lot of big whales who are pushing the fucking shit out of this, right? So
look, I mean, like these are just simple pumpamentals here. They're minting for 0.11, but all you got to do is just go throw up bids for 0.42, and now people are going to be like, the implied value is at least 0.42.
Yep.
Right. So then then people are going to trade it up to 0.42. Probably higher. Like they probably go over an ETH for sure.
I mean, like I get it. And he has communities that he has to appease, and it's a test run, quote unquote, whatever. But like, don't you want the people that are using the product to be able to get the NFTs? How many of those people are actually using?
No, you want the whales to get it, bro, because the whales will push it on the timeline. And
the whales aren't using the product. The whales aren't burning FWA in the pools. Like I don't know. It's another thing. And I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm just saying I don't get it. So maybe it doesn't matter. But one last thing on just like the market. It was like so obvious once again that like crypto believers are non-existent. This industry got completely washed out again. And we do yearly predictions every single year, and a lot of times it's the same. Usually I leave it pinned to my profile, but it's so just has no benefit of being so, because every single year it looks retarded for 6 months, and then by the time that a lot of the predictions come true at the end of the year, it seems so obvious in hindsight, like, oh yeah, of course it was like that, because the sentiment changes so much, and just I don't know, man. We're just here building every single day, but it's really kind of like a thankless job, because when you're wrong, you're the most wrong person in the world, and when you're right, it seems like it was obvious the whole time and everybody was doing it, and that just isn't the case, right? So yeah. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Maybe I'm rambling, but crypto is just so extreme in both in sentiment, If you're building in crypto still today, you are completely retarded. Only until you're about to be a genius in the next 6 months, right? And then it's, oh, why? Of course you would be building in crypto. Why would you have been building in crypto?
You
You
got
know,
lucky, though. Lucky.
I don't know. I already got some text messages today. People are back, so a little bit, little by little, and so I can only imagine it a couple more multiples higher. but
XRP Army's coming back. They're rolling. We're back, bro. Talk to
Yeah,
your
XRP's the top performer. It's at like up like 25%. So it's just garlic bread just pumping his own token. And until then, everyone have a fun and safe Thursday and the good weekend. We're continuing to build. Got a lot of exciting things coming out by the end of the month here, and stay tuned.
Later, guys.